Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My humble request to all of you, please come forward. Om Agyanatimirandhasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chachurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutpadakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavasya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Dvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padhan Sagana Lalita Sri Visakhan Vitancha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanushute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubheva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavbhyo Namo Namah Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 12, Chapter 23, and verse number is, Chapter 12, 13, and verse number 23. 12, 13, 23. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranasanam Sarva Papa Pranasanam Pranamo Dukha Samanastam Pranamo Dukha Samanastam Namami Hari Param Namami Hari Param Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranasanam Pranamo Dukha Samanastam Namami Hari Param Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranasanam Pranamo Dukha Samanastam Namami Harim Param. From Prabhu's side, anyone want to recite? Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranasanam Pranamo Dukha Samanam Namami Harim Param. Anyone else? Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranasanam Pranamo Dukha Samanastam Namami Harim Param. Anyone else? Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranasanam Pranamo Dukha Samanastam Namami Harim Param. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranasanam Pranamo Dukha Samanastam Namami Harim Param. Anyone else? Okay. So word by word translation. Nama Sankirtanam, the congregational chanting of the holy name, Yasya, of whom Sarva Papa, all sins, Pranasanam, which destroys, Pranama, the bowing down, Dukha, miseries, Samana, which subdues, Tam, to him, Namami, I offer my obeisances, Harim, to Lord Hari, Param, the Supreme. Translation. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Lord Hari, the congregational chanting of whose holy name destroys all sinful reactions, and the offering of obeisances unto whom relieves all material sufferings. Purport, small purport. Thus ends the purport of the humble servants of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada to the 12th canto, 13th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. The 12th canto was completed at Gainesville, Florida on Sunday, July 18th, 1982. In of the 12th canto, we offer our most respectful obeisances at the lotus feet of His Divine Grace Om Vishnu Pad Paramhans Parivrajikacharya Ashtuta Satri Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and by his mercy of the 6 Goswami of Vrindavan, to Lord Chaitanya and his eternal associates, to Sri Sri Radha Krishna, and to the supreme transcendental literature Srimad Bhagavatam, by the causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada. We have been able to approach the lotus feet of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Jiva Goswami, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Srila Sridhar Goswami, and other great Vaishnava Acharyas. And by carefully studying their liberated commentaries, we have humbly tried to complete the Srimad Bhagavatam. We are the insignificant servant of our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, and by his mercy we have been allowed to serve him through the presentation of Srimad Bhagavatam. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavata, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Naranarayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Shinvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtana Hridiyantasto Hi Bhadrani Vidnoti Suhita Satam Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nastiki Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Uttam Sloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nrisesayaya Lokasya Dhanyam Swasti Anyam Matah Krishneshwa Dhamopagate Dharma Jana Jnanadhibhisva Kalau Nasta Drisam Esha Puranarako Adhunodhitaha Srinvatah Sraddhaya Nityam Grinatascha Swa Chesthitam Kalena Nasti Drigena Bhagwan Visate Hridi Puranmaya Proktam Ajaya Nabhyaye Padme Nisnanya Mamadi Sarge Jnanam Paramam Mahima Bhavasam Yad Suryo Bhagavatam Vadanti So Aham Nrinam Chula Sukhaya Dukha Mahadagatan Viramaya Tasya Pravartaye Bhagavatam Puranam Yada Aha Sakshat Bhagavan Rishibhya Savai Mahyam Maharaj Bhagavan Badrayanaha Imam Bhagavatim Prita Samhitam Veda Samhitam Nimna Ganam Yatha Ganga Devanam Achito Yatha Vaishnavanam Yatha Sambhu Purananam Idam Yatha. I am welcoming all of you for this monthly Bhagavatam class, and I am very thankful to who has started trying to again coming back to the monthly morning Bhagavatam class. So thank you for taking initiative, and thank you to Pyari Prabhu for giving this association, and also Mother Jiva for continuously serving from last 50 years roughly, or maybe more. Yeah. So this is the best opportunity for all of us to have the association and learn from them. we are going to talk about that also. When I heard we are going to have the Bhagavatam class every month for those who are aspiring to move into the bhakti, so immediately it remembers me, Tushtanti cha Ramanti cha Bodhayantam. So this is the best opportunity to go, and we will discuss about how to move forward. So this is two things here. Pranamo Dukha Samanastam. By offering obeisances to the Lord Hari, all of our miseries will be gone. And then also by chanting the holy name of the Lord, all the sinful reaction will be destroyed and then will become purified. But how I to do that and how to accept that? Lord Hari. So Lord Sri Krishna, he says in Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 10 and verse number 8, he is the source of everything. He is the source of everything, even including material and spiritual. So, aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. So before starting, maybe I will ask in between question, and please pay attention. Those who are giving most answer are trying to, and then they will get the prasad from the Gangotri, Yamunotri, Badrinath and Kedarnath. So I have this prasad from there. So pay attention, and also I have the special prasad from Badrinath that I received from the temple. So that also we will give during the prasad time.
So now we have a reason to pay attention.
Yeah. This is the way generally teacher gives the chocolate to kids, but I am giving the bribes here. Already I gave bribes to the Pyari Prabhu, but he told that is not sufficient. So thankful to all of you for coming in the morning and taking all your time, even maybe some of you must have the late night. So coming back to the topic. So Lord Krishna is saying he is the source of everything. If we see that someone is very big person in this material world, then what we do? We do try to associate, try to glorify so that we can get something from him. So Lord Krishna is the source of everything, including us. So what to do? We can't do anything, just offer obeisances and then chant his holy name. Abhinatvam nama namino. Lord Krishna, and he is the transcendental Sajjidanand. So his name is also non-different from him. So that's why it is important to chant. And Krishna, he is dancing on our lip. So we have to be very attentive. When we heard the Tulsi prayer, we offer, and then after that there was a Shastakam verse, and then after that 10 offenses. So at the last there is those who want to have the Krishna prema, then has to do the chanting with attention. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. So opposite to, we have to pay the attentions. So that is another thing. So it has to be done. How it has to be done? Coming back. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 3, anyone knows the title of the Chapter 3? Please raise your hand. They are giving the hint. Nimi and now Yogendra having the discussion. He is asking question, Maharaj Nimi. So, liberation from illusory energy of the Lord. That is the title. And we are in all are the illusion. There are 4 defects. One time Pyare Prabhu he mentioned in the class, maybe 1 month before. So 4 defects. One is if we are in illusion. We think we are the best illusion is we think we are the body. Forget about the other things. And we are the soul. But we don't feel we are the soul and our nature is Sachidananda. Because we are conditioned into that. So in Canto 11, at the beginning, Maharaj Nimi is asking, he was hearing Krishna Katha, Kirtan. This Srimad Bhagavatam is also a kind of Kirtan. So he's asking, I know that I'm drinking this nectar about the Supreme Personality of Bhagwan, means Lord Hari, but I want to know about the illusory energy, illusory potency of the Lord. And Vishnu, Sri Vishnu, he is clearly saying Sri Vishnu, and which bewildered even great mystics. My Lord, please speak to us about this subject. So, even though you are giving very good nectars about the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I am thirst to get satisfaction by hearing such nectarians about the Lord and his devotee. Lord is not different from his devotee. Hari Shada Vashet Yatra Tatra Bhagavata Jana. Means his devotee are there, Lord Krishna resides there, Hari. But still I want to know. Then Antariksha is answering about his question that activities of the material element, that how soul is permeable, like Lord is permeable. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda, he is permeable Lord. But the same way we are also permeable soul, but we are going through the lower to higher species, 4 problems of the life, Janam, Mrityu, Budhapa, and old age and disease, Bimari. So these, because we become the conditions, and why? Because we are involved into the sense gratifications. That's why we are according to our own desire. And who is fulfilling the desires? That answer will be later. It will be answered, but I am asking the question. Who is fulfilling desires? Here, Jivata is saying Lord is there residing in our heart. So he is fulfilling our desire. And then super soul enter into the body, and then created beings activates mind, senses, and thus conditioned soul goes for the sense gratifications. And after that, regarding to the modes of nature, and thus misidentified. What is the misidentification? Already answered here. We are body. We are thinking we are not the soul, but we are opposite way. But we don't feel the soul. Sometimes maybe while chanting, very sentimental way, then maybe. Means sentimental way means like a surrendered way, not in a like a fully sentiment. Surrendered way. Then it comes and then goes maybe more higher and higher. So it is rooted, very strong root of that there embodies living beings, the illusory energy of the Lord. Then he goes through we are going through the birth, death, repeated cycles, and then inhalations of this body, then inhalation of the whole creations, and then how false ego, mind and all those things goes into that. Finally, it is going into the Mahat Tattva. I don't know how to explain the Mahat Tattva. Everything going into the body of the Mahavishnu, or how to explain the Mahat Tattva. Yeah.
Well, first there's the Pradhan. It's like the primordial soup. And then with Mahavishnu's glance, it's the kala, time, karma,
Yeah.
everything into it, and that's
That's too late.
You can take that with you, so that way it will be easy. And then he explains about that. Then Maharaj Nimi, he becomes very surprised. It is very difficult to cross. And then he's saying, oh, great sage, please explain how even a foolish materialist can easily cross over the illusory energy of the Supreme Lord, which is always insurmountable for those who are not self-controlled. So he's asking question about us. So foolish materialist that is indicating clearly. And then Sri Prabodha, Nava Yogendra are there, 9. And then already we talked about 1, and then Prabodha is answering, accepting the role of male-female human society and conditioned soul unite sexual relationship, Sanskritification, and then it goes through their happiness, unhappiness, and by going through the pleasure, but we don't get the pleasure. And then opposite result creates. Sometimes we do go to the higher good activities and sometimes bad activities. So we have to get rid away from the good and bad. Everything has to done for whom? Yeah. You are saying something. All activities has to be performed for whom? Lord Krishna. So that way we can perform the akarma, no activities. But it has to be under the guidance of whom? Authority. Spiritual master, who told? Okay. Spiritual master means here bona fide spiritual master. So wealth is perpetually source of the distress, because if someone is wealthy, they will be feeling someone will come and steal. Or if any guest is coming, they will have the fear. They can ask something more. They can ask something more. Here we have the Professor Venkatesh Prabhu. He's from IIT Indore. He's professor there. And he served there. And he is not keeping single thing for himself. He came to my home. We were working together in the same lab. And then after that he moved to IIT Indore, and there he started Boliye Sri Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. So in front of the IIT, whatever he has the source, and also his parents collected the wealth to when he will get married, then they can use all the gold and other. He sold everything and gave to the building the preaching center there, or temple, both preaching center and temple. And then also he took the loans from his retirement plan and all those things. So he don't have any fear. Then I asked Prabhu, how you gave? Then he told, what? I need just only a little bit bread. So that much Krishna will provide. So the avashya rakhibe Krishna. We have to come to that stage. There are 6 limbs of surrender. One is to have the full faith. Mother Jiva can tell all 6. I don't remember exactly in order. Um, just saying that. So he is not in the distress, someone is coming and stealing and all those things. So that is the major problem related to that. We will go through the distress and then virtually death of the soul, but there is no death for the soul. But we are put in such a condition like a dream, we do feel pain and all those things, a lot of problems going through. But when we will awake and then after that, oh no, I'm normal. But sometimes that fear goes like an hours or a couple of days, something like that. I had experienced that kind of a problem in my dream. So the same way we put into this kind of situation and then going through that. And then he's saying the person who is seriously, chapter 3, Canto 11, verse number 21. Seriously desire real happiness must seek a bona fide spiritual master, take shelter of him by initiations, diksha. Without diksha, it is very difficult to cross the ocean. Until or unless someone is coming to the stage of the Sukadeva Goswami, then no need to have the spiritual master. The qualification of the bona fide guru is that he has realized the conclusion of the scriptures by deliberation and is able to convince others of these conclusions. Such great personalities who has taken shelter of the Supreme Godhead, leaving aside all material considerations, should be understood to be bona fide spiritual master. So I was thinking, Sashta Goswami's prayer, Nana Shastra Vicharanaika Nipuno Sadharma Sanstapaka Lokanama Hitakarino. So they have given the conclusion of the scriptures of the all Vedic literature, and that is the bhakti. So spiritual master has to be that way, or following the order of the same line. So according the bona fide spiritual masters, one's life and soul and worshipable deities, the disciples should learn from him the process of pure devotional service. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, and soul of all soul, is inclined to give himself to whom? Lord is giving to whom? Himself to the devotee. Who said devotee? Okay, so already you answered to. Okay. So someone has to keep the track. Who is giving most answer? Prabhu, can you keep the track? Who is giving most answer? So already she is number 1. Almost equal to the Chandru. Prabhu. To the pure devotee, he is gives. It has been mentioned, Diksha Kale, at the time of initiation, he becomes as good as God, Lord Krishna is saying. But after that we do lot of anartha and coming to the, all those nonsense stuff. Therefore, the disciples should learn from the spiritual master to serve the Lord without duplicity. Simplicity is the way. Those who are simple, they can be the humble and they can surrender. Surrender means to accept authority. If someone is duplicity, they cannot. They will not become, they will show the humbleness. But they cannot be humble. Yes, Prabhu.
You said something I didn't quite understand about as good as God becomes as good as God.
There is a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam. It was written in the disciples, spiritual master and disciple. It has been mentioned, not remembering the exact whole verse. Diksha Kale Shishya Kare Atma Samarpan. And then after that, I don't remember the word. In that next one is that he become like a me to Lord Krishna. Means as good as God.
Who becomes
the disciple. I remember that one.
The guru is as good as God.
Yeah. But that time, if he's following, he can become also as good as God.
Good. He can become good.
Yeah. But I will find the
You're
verse.
saying at initiation, he becomes as good as
I will find the verse.
Straight.
Hmm? Chaitanya Charitamrita. No.
Comes in
Can you read that verse? Or it may be some different verse. What is that?
At the time of initiation, when he's fully surrendered.
Yeah.
So that's saying when he's fully surrendered.
Yes, that's.
And supposedly at the time of initiation, he's
Correct.
fully surrendered.
Correct.
It doesn't mean he's fully surrendered at the time of initiation.
Exactly.
And later on, he's not.
But it is there. I have taken some part out, fully surrendered. Yeah. So my bribe didn't work here. Okay. So sincere disciple should learn to dissociate the mind. From where? Dissociate the mind. From the
Maya? I get one.
So, and positive cultivation association with his spiritual master and other saintly devotees. He should be merciful to those in an inferior position of him, cultivate friendship with those on an equal level, and make serve those who is higher spiritual position. Thus he should learn to deal properly with all living beings. So nectar of devotion, that is a Vaishnava standard how to follow. There also Rupa Goswami is talking about the association, how to take the association. Srila Prabhupada has given wonderful commentary. We should know how to give the respect to others according to their position. So that's what it is here also, the same, in different way. To serve the spiritual master, the disciple should learn cleanliness, austerity, tolerance, silence, study of Vedic literature, simplicity, celibacy, non-violence, all those things. But for us, Srila Prabhupada, he has given how many? 4 regulative principles. We have to follow, then we can come to the, not become the devotee, means to become the humans. Otherwise, we are not the humans. So we have to at least follow the 4 regulative principles. In Kali Yuga, it is very difficult. Going on the altar and something is going on the mind. That is not the way. That's why it has to be, chanting has to be done very properly, so that on the basis of chanting we can do the worship of the Lord. So chanting is very important. And then meditate constantly about the spirit souls, and then about the controller of everything. Means soul has to connect to the Supreme Soul. That is the yoga. And then to increase the meditation, one should live in the secluded place, not for us. That is for the yogis, mystic, all those. But in Kali Yuga, it is not possible. Only chanting. That is the best way. And reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, Nama Dham, deities, devotees, and then Sri Nama Dham, Bhagavatam, deities, devotees, and what is that? Residing in the holy places. Naam is there. Naam is there. Yeah. Who said holy places? Yeah. 5. So who said reciting in holy place? Okay. So you are number 1 right now. One should have firm faith that he will achieve all success in life by following those scriptures and that describe the glories of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So what is the best scripture to glorify the Lord? Yes, go ahead. Perfect. Good. So you are all are equal level. So Srimad Bhagavatam, at the same time, one should try to avoid blaspheming the scriptures. So in 10 offenses, there is one to avoid, means to blaspheme the Vedic literature in pursuance of the Vedic version. So that also we should try to avoid. And one should rigidly control his mind. It is very difficult to control. Only by chanting, seriously chanting, more chanting, then maybe. Always speak the truth. That is also very difficult. Bring the mind and senses under full control. Like I told, half truth, Pyari Prabhu captured that. Fully surrendered. Yeah. So one should hear, glorify and meditate upon the wonderful transcendental activities of the Lord. One should specifically become absorbed in the appearance, activities, qualities and holy name of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus inspired, one should perform all of one's daily activities. So for Grihastha, 8 hours is required minimum daily time to perform the bhakti. Then only we can achieve. But how many all of are doing 8 hours daily activities? We can consider ourselves. I'm not going to judge anyone. So where we are. So we have to hanker to come at least 8 hours per day. One who desires his ultimate self-interest should cultivate friendship with those persons who have accepted Krishna as the Lord of their life. Sadhu Sangha. That is very important. Because sadhus are tolerant, merciful, friendly, and they are living on the scriptures basis. They are not emanical. They don't have any enemy. Ajata Satra. One should especially try to help those in the human form of life, and among them, especially those who accept the principle of religious behavior. Among religious persons, one should especially render service to pure devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we should Nam, Dham, Bhagavatam, devotees. So devotee, we should serve to the devotee, not the lip serving. It has to be proper way. Generally what we do, lip service. But in this temple, I don't see anyone is doing lip service. Everybody is trying to their capacity. So now I'm coming to the final, means 2 more. One should learn how to associate the devotee of the Lord by gathering with them to chant the glories of Lord. This process is most purifying. Let me read this verse. Parshparanukathanam pavanam bhagavad yasha. Yasha means glorification of the Lord. What is the glorification? That is the kirtan. Mitho ratir mithir tushtir nivritir mitha atmana. So we have to give up something. Nivritti means to give up. not the neti, to give up the, yeah, neti also it can be considered, means neti, that is different neti, but here nivriti, anartha nivriti. So we have to give up our anartha, not the Krishna, not the association, all those things. Not everything is Maya. When material is applied in the service of the Lord, it becomes as good as, that becomes the transcendental too. That's why we do respect the all paraphernalia. We do consider expansions of whose? Lord, Motherji was saying, Lord Balaram. Because he is his Sandhini Shakti. Whatever is required for the pleasure of the Lord, he will provide. Actual pleasure, Sri Radharani gives, but whatever things is required, Balaram is providing. So, Pavanam, it is very purifying. This is the best way. I was thinking this verse immediately, and I got a chance by the mercy of Pyare Prabhu to speak this one. So that was the topic to discuss about the devotees association. So this is very important. And what happens? As devotees thus develop their loving friendship, they feel mutual happiness and satisfaction. And thus, by thus encouraging one another, they are able to give up material sense gratification, which is the cause of all suffering. Sense gratification, because enjoyment tendency. Sense gratification means enjoyment tendency. From where that comes?
I think everything comes from the Lord.
No, enjoyment tendency. Yes, actually he is the supreme enjoyer. In one sense you are right, but other sense due to ignorance, avidya. That's why we do say while taking prasadam, sharira avidyaja. And then same verse, it has been discussed by Lord Krishna in Chaturshloki verse of Bhagavad-Gita. 10, 9. I think 10, 9. Let me go there if I can find the verse. मत चित्ता मत प्राण मद्गत प्राण बोधयन्तः परस्परं कथयन्तश्च माम नित्यं तुष्ठन्ति च रमन्ति च. So what they do, they derive, their thought is where dwelling on the Lord, and their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfactions, tushtanti, and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. So that is the most important of the devotees association, not to do the Gramya Katha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu strictly warned that about the Gramya Katha. Any question right now, or I can read two more words? Okay. And then he says that the devotee of the Lord constantly discuss the glories of the personality of Godhead among themselves, and thus they constantly remember the Lord and remind one another of his qualities, pastime. In this way, by their devotion to the principles of Bhakti Yoga, the devotees please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who takes away from them everything. What is the everything? Inauspicious things. Being purified by all impediments. Lot of problem is there in our life to give up things. Whatever we have, the bag and baggage, it is very difficult. It is very easy to give up on a gross level, but on a subtle level, It is really and difficult, and also it is ugly when you feel. I do feel very shame for that. From where all those things is coming from mind. So that is very means difficult to give up all those subtle level anarthas. And then being purified of all impediments, the devotees awaken of pure love of Godhead, and thus even within this world their spiritualized body exhibits symptom of transcendental ecstasy. So what is the transcendental ecstasy symptoms? We read in the morning. Can anyone tell? After Tulsi prayer I am giving. Yes, Mother Jiva has given here.
One is horripilation, standing affairs unending. But will my body, Lord Chaitanya's prayer?
Yes.
Or will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name?
Nainam galada asrudharya, vadanam gadgad hridaya gira, pulakar nichitam bapu kada tava nam grihane bhavishyati. So Lord Chaitanya is saying that when these are the symptoms of the ecstasy. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your holy names? Just by chanting Krishna. Rupa Goswami, I think he has mentioned that have the thousands and thousands of the lips, mouth, so that I can recite and hear your name of the Krishna. These two words, Krishna. So that is the very powerful to have the associations of the devotee. In the association we can do going to the secluded place, becoming the Bhajananandi. There are two. One devotee want to preach, give to others. That's what is said, we mentioned in Srimad Bhagavata. You learn and then become compassionate to others, give to others, those who don't know, innocent peoples. And or to go and live in a solitary place. Living solitary place, in Kali Yuga it is very difficult. So only in the association of devotee it is possible to have the love of the world. Boliye Sri Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki jai, Lakshmi Narsimha Bhagwan ki jai, Lakshmi Saligram ki jai, Agriraj Govardhan ki jai, Sri Sri Gaurnitai ki jai. I think time is going to be over. Let me read one more and our question answer. So having achieved the love of the Godhead, the devotees sometimes weep loudly, absorbed in the thought of the infallible Lord. Sometimes they laugh, feel great pleasure, speak out loud of Krishna, dance and sing. Such devotees having transcendental material conditioned life sometimes imitate the unborn Supreme by acting out his pastime and sometimes achieving his personal audience. They remain peaceful and silent. So Lord Chaitanya, he was feeling this kind of ecstasy in separation. He became mad, and then what happens? Tota Gopinath, he appeared in Jagannath Puri. He was digging the ground, and then Lord appeared, Gopinath appeared. From Jagannath temple, maybe 2 or 3 kilometers away, less than 2 miles I'm guessing, Tota Gopinath temple is there. So that is the We have to come to that state. It is possible by the association of the devotees. So I am going to stop. Any question or comment, please?
No, then I have a question.
Mic. You have the mic, and then
Hare Krishna.
In the morning is really beautiful class. You are giving
with the association, beautiful association, that is the power of the association.
Thank you. All glories to Srila Prabhu. So the first portion, do we as a ISKCON devotees, we pray the demigods? Do we or we don't?
There is no harm to pray, because we have to respect. In going to another verse further down, it is mentioned we have to respect to not being offensive to the demigods. We have to give respect to each and everyone. You have to see the soul in trees, plant and everything, ant and everywhere. Then why you will not see the super soul in demigods? So we have to respect, and they are empowered by the Lord. If someone want to do something, then we should pray to them, please provide me Krishna Bhakti. Then that is perfect.
Yes.
But going to the father asking and going to the neighbor asking, there are two different things. So Radha Govind Maharaj, he says that if you are going to ask to the Father Krishna, then why not to ask to the Father, who is the source of everything? Less intelligent people, they will go and ask to the neighbor. But we have to respect to our neighbor. You got the point?
So Prabhu, is not clear.
No, it is not clear. You have to know who is the source of everything.
Prabhu, I think
By seeing he is the source of the demigods, if someone is worshipping, and then fine. But not asking for material things. That is, if you will see our altar, our Guru Parampara is there. They are giving the Suddha Bhakti, Krishna Prema. Demigods, what they will provide? Material things. So what do you want?
let me repeat it one more time, the same question.
I got your question.
So,
We should pray or not?
yes.
We
What
should-
respect is the question. Is the praying or not? That's the question.
Praying is no harm.
Respect is something.
There is no harm to pray.
Right. But we are doing it, right? We are doing praying to demigods. Right?
We generally we do respect. If going to the Lord Shiva, every dham is protected by the Lord Shiva. So take the permission of Lord Shiva and then go to enter into the dham. So that kind of has to be there.
So in the Srimad Bhagavata-Gita, we recite the shlokas Narayanam Namaskritam Naram Chaivam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim. So we are praying
So see,
to
is the
Devi Saraswati.
illusory potency of the Lord, and she is also expansion of the Radharani. Gopis were also praying to the Devis. They were doing the one kind of brata. I don't know what is the name of the brata, but they were doing. So it was for the Krishna. So if it is for the Krishna, then no problem.
That was not my question. I know that. We do
We spoke that prayer, and that prayer is just upping the steps. We're not praying for ourselves. We're upping the steps.
Correct. So it's
Just upping the steps.
correct. So we are praying to the Devi Saraswati to give us the ability to glory to the Supreme Lord.
So you have to see the connections to the Lord.
Correct. No,
If someone is disconnecting to the Lord, then they are disconnected. So you have to see connections to the Lord. In that sense, no problem.
correct. I don't have.
If
doubt on that.
you are asking questions separate from the Lord, I'm not going to give the proper answer that is not clear. You have to see connections to the Lord. then doing the prayer, no problem. So that sense we do. Yeah. So we do pray through the connections of the Lord. You got the point? Still it is not clear. Pyare Prabhu, you want to say?
Srila Prabhupada says that we should not worship the demigods. So there's no question there, it's clear. But you should offer respects to the demigods because they're great devotees. And if you do see them as great devotees, you can offer your respects to them. It's pretty simple. And we do see examples where the gopis, who are the greatest devotees, they pray to Goddess Katyayani to have Krishna as their husband. So if we're in our state, we're probably better off not going to the demigods for anything, because generally people go to the demigods for material things. But if you get more advanced, you just so much surrendering to Krishna, and you want the demigods to help you to surrender to Krishna, then I don't see anything wrong with it. But I think we should first really get attached to Krishna.
Connections.
But otherwise, because I could see praying to the demigods to help you to surrender to Krishna, but generally it's not even necessary to do that. But I think the problem is somebody might be attached to demigods. Almost all demigod worshippers are doing it for material things.
Karma kanda.
So if you're going directly to Krishna, the demigods are not displeased with you. I'm just saying, so there's no reason to go to the demigods. Right. Okay. Do we pray? When you say pray, genuinely you're praying for something. I know,
Can you speak up louder so that I think we should move to next question. I can tell you my own realizations. I did almost 11 years Devi's puja, continuously 9 days, very strictly following rules, regulation twice a year. I never asked any question, many things, just I was asking, please show me the right path. And then after coming to America, I went to several places here and there doing this time, and I was not getting inner satisfaction. This is not for me. When I came to ISKCON, then I got, this is the real place, and this is place for the soul. And then after that, I stopped worshipping to the Devi, because she has shown me the path. By her mercy, I was able to get the Krishna. I have very deep respect, because she provided me Krishna. Continuously 11 years worshipping her. Before that, at the childhood, I was Ram Bhakta and then Shiva Bhakta, all those things. But I never asked to anyone about anything. So there is no harm. Still, I have very great respect. And my mother told me to go to our Kul Devi. I went there, I prayed to the Devi. This is your mercy, I was able to come to the Krishna. And I offer prayers for that. So there is no harm. You are saying separate from Krishna. If Krishna is the source of everything, then why to go to others?
No, I did not make the separate.
No, you are saying just worshipping only demigods.
Praying to my question was, do we pray to demigods, and is not a separate question like.
Okay, some of us do, some of us don't.
Okay, yeah, correct. Perfect. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Krishna says in the Bhagavada-Gita, it's avidipurvakam, praying
Correct.
for
I know. Even Krishna says, Yoga.
Then you know.
So you pray to me, otherwise you will get the bounded. I do know those things, but today when they recite the Bhagavatam shlokas, it say Devim Shantu. So that means we worship to the Devi Shantu to
No,
please
it doesn't say
Krishna.
worship, that's wrong. Doesn't
Just
say that.
offering respect. Offering
It
respect.
says offer respectful obeisances to the personality of Godhead.
Prabhu, when you translate, can you read the translation?
Okay.
Because I want to.
नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्. Before reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality Narayan, unto Naranarayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. So they are paying obeisances,
Offer respect.
offer respect, respectful obeisances.
Praying, it doesn't say.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
not worshipping. It is not mentioned
No,
worshipping.
it doesn't say praying.
Yeah,
Pray.
it,
I said
yeah.
pray. I didn't say
Doesn't say.
worship to Krishna. But I say, do we pray? That's the question. No worship. Worshipping, I know. So
Any,
it's clear.
so any other
Thank
question?
you so much for all the devotees. Make the doubt clear. Thank you.
Pyari Prabhu here has given clear indication. Because I thought I'm not authorized to say that. Better to let Pyari Prabhu say.
You answered very nicely, I think, with your example.
Any other comment or question? Yes. Prabhu, can you give the mic to her?
I don't, this doesn't seem to be working so well. Prabhuji, you mentioned in the class that 8 hours of Krishna Bhakti per day. Like I heard it this first time. Either they say chant 16 rounds and follow the regulative principles, or 24/7. That is, I never heard the in between 8 hours. Is there any scriptural reference?
I don't have any scriptural reference for that. Maybe Mother Jiva can, but I heard.
Where was the 8 hours from?
I heard in ISKCON Chicago in temple lecture for Grihastha, at least they have to spend every day time 8 hours.
Yes, I think that's a good question.
Yeah, yeah. So 8 hours minimum to spend every day for the Griha. I think it was mentioned by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but I don't want to mess up.
Well, usually they say 24
Yeah,
hours.
24/7.
You said 24/7.
As if you can't externally, but
Yeah.
internally, you can also.
Here it may be the direct involved into the service. Hearing, chanting, and then cooking and all those things has to be made. No? Okay.
It's not a job. I'll give it my 8 hours. Now I can relax.
Okay. Any other comment or question?
Get a few complaints here today.
Okay.
Questions back there?
So,
I think it was good. I really
I'll-
liked the realization of worship because Rasaraj also, he worshiped Lord Shiva, but not for any material thing. He's never asked for any material, just for, like, what's the purpose of life?
Yeah.
What should I do? And then he brought into Krishna consciousness. So if you're worshiping any demigod, genuinely wanting the highest, they will bring you to Krishna. But most people, I've heard a discussion, Prabhupada talking to someone about, can't you worship Lord Shiva for spiritual things? And Prabhupada was basically saying, no. But then
Prabhu?
Prabhupada says, yes, you could. I don't need the microphone. But Prabhupada says, yes, you could, but nobody's doing that. And McMahon totally agrees with Prabhupada. Thank you for the mic. So he agreed that it's possible to worship Lord Shiva purely out of love, but in reality, nobody does that. Anyone's worshiping Lord Shiva, they want something.
So we, okay.
What did she say?
I said that you worship the demigods, you go to the demigods.
Yeah.
In the material world. And ours
It-
is a preaching movement.
He is saying he knows all those things.
Worship, he's saying praying.
Praying.
Oh, I know.
And
Yeah.
I think the answer I gave, he's saying we pray. We means all
All of us.
Some of us might.
Okay, let's forget about
Correct.
I said me.
Yeah.
Excuse my language. Myself.
Yeah.
No, you.
Akama Savakama, whatever you desire, you go to Krishna.
Krishna.
Right. Yeah, that's the highest.
Goal is Narayana Parayana.
There's no need at all.
And I think we should set the standard and we show people, like when you have programs and stuff, you don't need to pray to demigods. You know, Krishna is the highest.
Yeah.
Everything's included. Even Krishna Garbage, she wrote a letter to Prabhupada about praying to saints. You know, she used to pray to saints in the same way she would pray to demigods. And Prabhupada said it's not necessary.
Not necessary.
You worship Krishna, it's watering the root of the
Root.
tree, everything is included.
So it's not necessary.
I guess if you want to, it's your choice, you know.
There's no.
Rush Prabhu.
So does that mean even Lord Ganesh, who removes all obstacles?
Yeah.
We pray to Lord Srimad. That's who Ganesh prays
Yeah.
to.
So,
It's not necessary to pray to Lord Ganesh to remove the obstacles.
He
It'll
is
just
the
come with praying to Krishna.
He is the remover of all material obstacles in the Triloka, but from where he is getting the energy to remove those obstacles, he, by his tumuli, means this is the head, elephant has the place, so he is putting his lotus feet unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narsimhadev, and from him he is getting to remove the Shakti. So he is also kind of maybe the Shaktavesha avatar, maybe to remove the obstacle. I don't know, that is related to material, but he is getting Shakti from him only. Pyari Prabhu can.
It's like it's a huge corporation, and the CEO, he's your best friend. Somehow or other, you're best friends with him, and you got all these different managers, and he says, just if you have any problem whatsoever, just come to me. So why are you going to bother going to these stupid managers? I mean, this stupid managers, I'm not talking about the demigods being stupid, but I'm talking about in the material world. Why would you go to anybody else? You just go directly to him. You got a direct connection. So don't waste time. Get moving.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being direct. So we should be very thankful to the Srila Prabhupada who established this ISKCON movement, and still his disciple is here. We should try to learn the way Srila Prabhupada taught to them, and we should pass the same thing that way without getting here and there. Otherwise we will be stuck into the Maya, and then ISKCON will go to the fading Acharya. There is a scripture, means picture of the Prabhupada going clear picture to the slowly going to the like a faded structure. So his preaching has to be as it is, and that is called the bona fide place. So we have to take very seriously, learn from his disciple. They are here another 10, 15 or 20 years. They will not be here more than that. And then pass to the coming generation. That is our responsibility. So we should be thankful to the Srila Prabhupada for this and their disciple giving their whole life dedications and everything to the beloved spiritual master Param Guru Srila Prabhupada. So I'm thankful to all of you. And Prabhupada's disciple Pyari Prabhu and Jiva Mataji. I don't show thanks to directly, but thank you to all of you. We can stop here. You want to say something? Okay, so vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namah. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।